Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are looking to make history this season, going for their third straight Super Bowl title, 4 titles since 2020. In the grand scheme of things, yes, I have questions about the Chiefs, but overall, in the rest of the AFC, what team is going to step up and simply say, no, we're not letting that happen? Top of the Top, episode 259, Stash House Podcast. Your boy Tyler checking in. First time listeners, thank y'all for tuning in. If you tune in weekly, salute. Or there's just an episode, saw some topics you may want to hear about. Thank you for tuning in as well. Podcast available on all streaming platforms. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Subscribe to your preferred platform. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Check out this show. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Like this video. All love, greatly, greatly appreciated. Hope everyone had a safe week, safe weekend. Do the same this upcoming week. This week's episode, we're talking about the upcoming NFL season. The regular season starts this Thursday. We got the defending champs, two-time defending champs, Kansas City Chiefs going up against the Baltimore Ravens. That should be exciting. We have a Friday night game. You got the Sunday slate as well, and you got Monday Night Football. Combine that with college football, which I talked about last week. Tyler is happy. No complaints my way. So normally what I do with this episode with the NFL season, talk about teams I'm looking at in the AFC and the NFC. Going to take a look at some divisions as well. Different players, storylines, coaches, all that good stuff. All that good stuff. So sit back, relax. Let's get to it, NFL season. Starting things off in the AFC, two-time defending champs, Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are looking to make history this season, going for their third straight Super Bowl title, 4 titles since 2020. In the grand scheme of things, yes, I have questions about the Chiefs, but overall, in the rest of the AFC, what team is going to step up and simply say, no, we're not letting that happen. Y'all not about to three-peat. What team is going to step up? Like I said, mainly in the AFC, because I feel like if somehow, some way, the Chiefs find themselves in the Super Bowl again this season, we're about to witness history. Doing research, they say Vince Lombardi back in the day, he won 3 straight, but technically only 1 was considered a Super Bowl title. So we'll see history if the Chiefs are able to complete this. Dynasty talks, hey, man, like I said, they won. They're going for their 4th since 2020. Now, 3 straight, that's an automatic dynasty. And I always thought, fun fact, I always thought in the early 2000s, Tom Brady and the Patriots won 3 straight. But I always confused the 2002 and the 2003 season. I always thought they won 2003, 4, and 5. I forget they won 2002, 2004, and 2005. Just a fun fact. But, yeah, we'll see. Last season, I'm sure that Super Bowl title holds weight. I'm not sure if it holds more weight than your first title. You know, they ask athletes when they won multiple championships which one was the best. Of course, that first one is maybe always going to be at the top. But last year, with so many questions surrounding the receivers and the Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift, the tabloids and the news coverage with that, I'm sure Patrick Mahomes feels a little bit more accomplished after last season, because you're going up against the 49ers. They're stacked on offense and defense. Hey, a 3rd straight, I'm down to witness history. I'm down to witness history. And like I did say earlier, I do have some questions regarding the Chiefs, but it's the same questions I had last season, the wide receivers. They released Kadarius Toney. Juju is back in the mix. Hollywood Brown suffered an injury. He's out for week 1. We'll see how the rest of his season goes. Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy are looking to step up. And one of the teams that I can say probably in the midst that need to prove themselves, Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens, 2-time MVP, Lamar Jackson. Super Bowl or bust year, I feel like, for the Baltimore Ravens. Super Bowl bust a year. We've been waiting and waiting and waiting. Can it all come together this season? Same questions I had last season. Can it happen this season? They got to get over that playoff hump. Houston Texans. Yes, Buckeye, C.J. Stroud. That does have a lot to do with this pick. But I'm really looking forward to see how the Houston Texans come out. I was so happy to see C.J. Stroud have a successful rookie season last year. With everything that talks about the Ohio State quarterbacks when they transition to the NFL, they trying to tear down my boy Justin Fields. It's good to see C.J. Stroud have a successful successful rookie year. Now his second year, can they keep up the pace? Can they keep the momentum going down in Houston? I'm looking forward to see how it play out. Another year for the coach. I think that was his first year coaching last year as well. Hey, I'm looking forward to see what C.J. Stroud and the Texans do. The Miami Dolphins, offensive powerhouse. Tua, of course, can he stay healthy? Tyreek Hill, yet again, I got him in my fantasy. That's just an automatic. Like I always say, there's been many nicknames throughout the history of the NFL, but I don't know if one fits. Maybe the bus, but Cheetah, I want to see Tyreek Hill and Noah Lyles race. I saw that going around the past few weeks. I like to see it. I don't know if I'm going to pay to see it. Y'all probably got to stream it or something, or just have somebody do it on camera. But I ain't going to pay for it or nothing, but I would like to see that happen just because. So we'll see how it goes. The biggest question mark for the Miami Dolphins, their defense. Can their defense do enough? Because that offense got people all over the field, but the defense got to do something. So that's the biggest question mark I have with the Miami Dolphins. Cincinnati Bengals, Jamar Chase situation with his contract. And I'm not really a contract guy in the NBA or NFL. Like, okay, let me know when somebody gets released or traded or demand a trade, something like that. Like, when I see 3 digits behind that dollar sign and say millions, that's like my ballpark. But in terms of players moving, that's when I pay attention. But Jamar Chase, hey, he looking for his bread, man. It been more receivers. CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Ayuk. Like, the receivers want their money. And, of course, they're going to compare what they get to the other receivers. Oh, CeeDee Lamb got this. Brandon Ayuk got this. I'm Jamar Chase. I'm going to ask for this. He's yet to participate, training camp. That's one thing I do be like, I can only imagine being a teammate and being like, damn, dog, I understand you want your money, but we trying to win some championships. Like, we need you here from day one to the last day. Just that mentality, I do be like, damn, like, they be there, but they don't be suited. You walking around, I don't know. And I never been in the NFL locker room or high school locker, and I never been in locker rooms. So if you want your millions, I get it, but at the same time, man, we trying to win some championships. So Kansas City Chiefs, I'm looking forward to in the AFC, of course. Baltimore Ravens, Houston Texans, Miami Dolphins, Cincinnati Bengals. Now some storylines in the AFC. First off, Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. Last season, it was clear as day. Week 1, the Pat McAfee show, Aaron Rodgers, first take, Aaron Rodgers, the Jets, New York media is Aaron Rodgers. He's finally left Green Bay. He has a talented offense. The defense is stacked up. What are they going to do? First game of the season. I want to say second play? For sure, first drive, I feel like Aaron Rodgers go down. Season-ending injury. Somehow, some way, we still got to talk about the Jets. Like you talk about the Cowboys. And it just didn't make no sense. So, of course, this year, I'm sure the media and me as a spectator, I would like to see Aaron Rodgers have a full season in a New York Jets jersey without any injury. I would like to see what happens. But I'm sure we're going to be more of the same storylines. Shit, I think in practice, him and Garrett Wilson. Of course, I'm a ride. I want him to succeed because he got my boy Garrett Wilson, Ohio State wide receiver. But they was talking. They were like, oh, what is this? What is this? It's like, fam, they football players. They're going to have discussion. They're a wide receiver and a quarterback. If anybody needs to have a heated discussion, it should be those two guys. Hey, man, we trying to win. The Jets put themselves in the Super Bowl or bust because Aaron Rodgers ain't got that much time left. Aaron Rodgers do not have that much time left. So I'm sure they're looking to make some moves this season, win some games, and overall just have a better season than last and satisfy their fans and give the media something to talk about. But I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm looking forward to seeing it on both sides of the ball, the offense and defense. Another storyline I'm looking at in the AFC, Buffalo Bills quarterback Josh Allen. The NFL recently did a survey with NFL players, and they voted Josh Allen as the most overrated quarterback in the league today. Now, when I hear overrated, I think of you being held in higher regard than you deserve. But I don't put Josh Allen in the same bracket as a Patrick Mahomes, 3-time Super Bowl champ, 2-time MVP, Aaron Rodgers, Super Bowl champ, 4-time MVP, a Lamar Jackson, a 2-time MVP. It's levels to it. In terms of on the field, Josh Allen, yes, physical, can throw the ball, but yet you turn the ball over a lot and you have to get over the playoff hump. So off of those two things, I don't hold you in high regard to say you overrated because I look at you and you are in the midst. That's how I look at Josh Allen. But he is a good quarterback. But I can't think of who's the most overrated. It's levels to it, man. You got Patrick Mahomes. Like I said, you got Lamar Jackson. Aaron Rodgers, despite how he looked now probably, or we yet to see how he looks now, he has the trophy case to say otherwise. He has the stats to say otherwise. But the rest, kind of like, and others, like a Dak Prescott, Josh Allen, Burrow could get there, but we got to see. But it comes down to championships, man. It comes down to championships. That's MVPs, like that stuff matters to me. When you talk about quarterback play, that stuff matters to me. So Josh Allen, he looked to prove the doubters wrong. You don't got Stephon Diggs. You don't got Gabe Davis. Yeah, this the season we're really going to see what Josh Allen about. But those turnovers, man, when I'm talking about quarterbacks, shit, even Eli Manning was able to win 2 Super Bowls. Yeah, he got a defense, but you got to make plays. Look at the Irish sometime, but Eli got 2. Josh Allen, you got to get past that Patrick Mahomes. It's the Patrick Mahomes. It's the Brady Peyton Manning situation. I know it sounds crazy now, but at the time, Peyton Manning, he was struggling with the New England Patriots. You got to think. Before he left for Denver, he only won. I mean, before he left for Denver, in Indianapolis, he only had 1 championship. So I mean, that's just the way the ball rolls sometimes, man. So we'll see how it goes from that standpoint. And the last thing I'm looking at in the AFC, the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback situation. Russell Wilson, Justin Fields. Personally, I feel like if this season doesn't have any success for Russell Wilson, if it comes down to Russell Wilson probably getting benched, because they're saying at the moment he's named the starter, but they have packages for Justin Fields, which, I mean, if you got a starting quarterback, you roll with that starting quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Y'all put yourself in a position where you haven't had a quarterback really since being retired, and now you got Russell Wilson, an aging veteran. Like I said before, depending on the success of this season, I wouldn't be surprised if he retires next season or a year after that. I think he's just more focused on his family than he is football, honestly. And Justin Fields, we've yet to see his real potential. And that one I'm going to talk about more in the NFC. Like, you're talking about he was Chicago and whoop-de-whoop. Like, man, he had to run for his life in Chicago. Who knows? In Pittsburgh, we'll see how it play out. I wish him the best for both of them. Of course, I'm riding with Justin Fields, Ohio State, but I would like to see Russell Wilson not have a terrible year. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, dang, like a totally different cat than Seattle. So we'll see how it goes. I'm sure they'll get it situated. Pittsburgh got that culture, the team culture too as well. And I think that's something Russell Wilson hasn't had in some years. And, of course, Justin Fields did not have that at all at Chicago. Just a good overall organization. And the Pittsburgh Steelers are definitely that. So, yeah, man, I'm paying attention to quarterback situation out in Pittsburgh, Josh Allen quarterback in Buffalo, and Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. Now let's talk about the NFC. In the NFC, overall, my biggest question mark in the NFC, what team is going to step up and have a changing of the guard? And what I mean by changing of the guard in the NFC, the last 7 Super Bowls since 2018, the Philadelphia Eagles been in 2, Los Angeles Rams been in 2, 49ers been in 2, and Tampa Bay with 1. And they was led by Tom Brady. So I want to see a team in the NFC just come up and just say, nah, we're not having the normal 3 in rotation no more. Somebody has to step up. And I think it's going to be one of the NFC North teams. That's my hot take for the season. I think one of the NFC North teams are going to win the NFC this season. Detroit Lions or the Green Bay Packers. That's my hot take. I don't want to see the Rams in there no more, the Eagles or 49ers. Y'all have had y'all chance since 2018. So Green Bay, Jordan Love, second year as starter after sitting behind Aaron Rodgers those years. Last season, 4,159 yards, 32 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, stamping himself as the starter, as the quarterback for the Green Bay Packers for the foreseeable future. $220 million contract extension. Jordan Love, do your thing. I saw an interview he did. He said locker room morale is just different. Goes back while I was talking about the Jets with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers got a little, you know what I'm saying, Tony Starkish vibe to him, like, yo, Aaron Rodgers, whoop-de-whoop. Man, you got 4 MVPs, salute. You got 1 championship that happened over a decade ago. So morale is different in Green Bay. Jordan Love, I'm really looking forward to see what he do. Last season, 9-8. They got the last wild card spot. And in the playoffs, before losing in the divisional round to the 49ers, they upset the number 2 seed Dallas Cowboys. Morale in Green Bay is very, very high. And they are one of the teams I think will shock the league, definitely in the NFC. Big question mark, though, for the Green Bay Packers, the wide receiver position. As it being described, what I've heard watching TV and seeing different things on YouTube and TikTok, it's in the air, but in a great way. You know, you just got multiple receivers that can catch the ball. Catch the ball. Don't drop it. That's been the thing. Like, they catch the ball. They get yards after catch. It doesn't matter. We don't have a Stephon Diggs name or CeeDee Lamb name, but we got some very, very good wide receivers. In any given game, one of them can go for about 120, 125. So that's the question mark, but it ain't a bad question mark to have. It's just simply y'all don't know the names yet. So shout out to the Green Bay Packers. I'm looking forward to see what they do this season. Staying with the NFC North, Detroit Lions. They made a run in the playoffs last season. It was great to see. They made it to the NFC Championship game. First time in a long time, since probably I've been born, definitely. First time in a long time, there are actual expectations for the Detroit Lions. Like, no, this team could win the NFC North, definitely get in the playoffs. So I'm looking to see how they react to that. Actually having people tune in to see the Detroit Lions and have expectations of making a playoff run. I like to see their demeanor coming out this season. But I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, I want to see a changing of the guard. I want to see Green Bay or the Detroit Lions just kick the door down in the NFC and make it to the Super Bowl. That's my hot take. Sticking with teams that been there before. Philadelphia Eagles, they acquired Saquon Barkley, a big move. I've yet to really watch the Hard Knocks. I want to say it's with the Giants. One of the shows, I want to say it was Hard Knocks because they was talking about Saquon Barkley, the contract, and how the Giants owners were treating it with no urgency and whoop-de-whoop. He ended up going to the division rival team, Philadelphia Eagles. After being loyal to the Giants and them not paying him, Saquon Barkley, I'm sure he has those 2 games circled numerous times on his calendar for the upcoming season. And he's definitely got it circled for when they're going to see the New York Giants in New York. I'm positive Saquon Barkley is ready for that game. Jalen Hurts. Can he return to the Jalen Hurts a few years ago? I said it last year on the podcast. You can watch a Philadelphia Eagles game. They could be winning the game, but when the camera pans to the sideline, you just don't see that confidence in their face. And that was the biggest thing, and it played a major role. But Jalen Hurts now with Saquon Barkley now not having to worry about carrying the load for the offense. You got A.J. Brown, you got Devontae Smith, you got the tight ends, you got the defense, you got the tush push, you got the offensive line. Hey, man, Saquon may have one of, I don't know, yardage-wise, is it going to be his best year or nothing, but in terms of him being comfortable, I think this is going to be his most successful year in his career. He doesn't have to worry about carrying the load. And like I said, I don't mean by yards or nothing. I just think efficiency-wise, he's going to be very, very successful in that Philadelphia Eagles system. And I think the Eagles will bounce back. I think they'll bounce back. San Francisco 49ers, Brandon Ayuk contract situation, but he's back in action. Brock Purdy, can he prove the doubters wrong? I got Brock Purdy on my fantasy team. I like Brock Purdy. I mean, what y'all want him to do? I can't help I got all these targets, all these weapons around me. I was like a third-string quarterback. I was the last person picked in my draft. It just so happened this team has gathered so much talent, they can just put me in. Hey, man, just don't make no mistakes. If you see an open receiver, do that. If you can slide it in, do that. If you can run, do that. You got running backs. You got Kittle, tight end. Just don't mess this up. What y'all want the man to do? Like they said, if he wasn't taking advantage of the situation, y'all be on him even harder. Brock Purdy, salute. The biggest thing for the 49ers, Trent Williams. Trent Williams, you got to pay the man. The best tackle in the league, you got to pay the man. He guards your blind side, you got to pay the man. Shout out to Trent. Last but not least, you got to mention them, Dallas Cowboys. They got the talent, man. I think Dak Prescott, I think he just won his money. I think if Dak Prescott, because they talking about, like I say, contracts and all that, when he said at that press conference, hey, man, I stopped listening to Jared talk to the media years ago. I'm not really concerned. I'm just focused on going out here winning these games. When it comes to the contract, the fact that it hasn't got done yet should tell you what you need to know. So I think Dak is like, hey, man, if you ain't going to pay me, somebody going to pay you. You know what I'm saying? I know this talk about Dak and whoop-de-whoop. The way the league landscape is with quarterbacks, we're going to see what these rookies do this upcoming season, but the way the league is, if Dak Prescott's available, somebody going to open that bag up. I don't know if it's going to be like a Jerry Jones potential bag or what, but the team situation might be better. The coaching situation might be better. It's just that Cowboys, man, y'all know how it is. Y'all know how it is when it comes to them Cowboys. I ain't got to tell you. You know what I'm saying? We going to hear about it all season. I ain't got to explain it. CeeDee Lamb got his contract situated. But new year, same story when it comes to the Cowboys. Y'all know what it is. Other storylines in the NFC, Caleb Williams in Chicago. I'm really looking forward to see what he do, especially, like I said, how they talked about my boy Justin Fields. I'm like, okay, you take one quarterback out, you insert another quarterback. Yeah, he got some wide receivers, but if the O-line ain't blocking, if the running back's not getting no yardage, if the defense is giving up a lot of points, it don't matter who you put in that quarterback slot. It's going to be probably the same result, organization-wise, but the way the analysts and all of them talk about Caleb Williams, I'm looking forward to seeing it. I done seen them hype up the biggest of the big, and I done seen them doubt the smallest of the small, man. I got to see the product on the field. Yes, I saw him at USC, but at the end of the day, when you a quarterback, I'm looking to see, okay, you getting championships. You got the Heisman, but when it come down to when you face the other opponents, the top-tier opponents, what you doing? He ain't had no championship. Yes, you could be talented, do all that, but you in Chicago, like I said, I'm looking at the other teams in the NFC North. Shit, even Minnesota. No, they don't got Kirk Cousins, but shit, they still got Justin Jefferson. But I'm definitely looking forward to see Caleb Williams going up against Detroit. Caleb Williams going to Lambeau Field. We'll see how it play out. Wishing him the best, but we'll see. And, of course, down here, Atlanta Falcons, Kirk Cousins, wondering, can he stay healthy? Can he be efficient? They got Michael Penix right there behind him. They made some moves on the defense, new coach as well, and the NFC South is wide open. So the Falcons, of course, I'll be hearing more about that throughout the season because that's where I'm near, that's where I'm close to, that's where most of the fans down here, they fans of the Falcons, so I'm going to see a lot about them. But the main question, can Kirk Cousins be efficient and stay healthy? And if not, Michael Penix come in, how he's going to look. Looking forward to it, man. There's just some things in the NFC. Team-wise, like I said, Green Bay, Detroit, Philadelphia Eagles, 49ers, Cowboys. Storyline-wise, Caleb Williams in Chicago, Atlanta Falcons. So that's a wrap. That's all I got for y'all when it comes to the NFL season. I will be paying close attention to the NFL season. College football, we just had officially week 1. Scoring-wise, teams did what they had to do. Ohio State, we got the dub against Akron. Nothing I could really complain about. Like I said, our season really don't get going to the end of September, early October. But we got some key matchups coming up this weekend as well, and then, of course, the weekends after, so I'm paying attention to that as well. In terms of wrestling, I did watch Bash in Berlin. I got all my predictions right, so nothing really for me to talk about with that. But one note I do want to say, I saw on Twitter, for the Bad Blood event in October 5th, Bad Blood, they're saying the start time would be 6 p.m. It's in Atlanta, too. Start time would be 6 p.m. because the UFC have an event later that night, and they don't want the times to overlap. And I think this is one of the first situations where we see the merge come in effect with programming. Because now we like, oh, okay, now it's not going to be on at the same time. Even though Bad Blood probably would have started at 8, ended at 11, but I think UFC technically start at 10, but the main card don't start. So we see how the merge is coming into effect because I'm like, damn, Bad Blood in Atlanta, normally that's an 8 o'clock start time. Now it's a 6 o'clock start time. Business is business. Business is business at the end of the day. But, yeah, man, make sure you guys go out, have a great work week, great school week. If you're on vacation, be safe, be mindful of your surroundings. If you just relaxing, man, get your rest. Get y'all rest, drink plenty of water, drink plenty of vegetables, eat plenty of vegetables, fruit, all that good stuff. Still kind of hot. Temperature about to change up soon. We got the fall slowly approaching. All is well, man. Keep me in your prayers. I'll do the same for y'all. Salute.